What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days. We do have a lot of updates. I'm in Barcelona doing a transfer news video. Never thought I would see the day, but we are here. Firstly, Lionel Messi update. We are expecting to get the green light at some point this week for the viability plan, and that will bring Messi's return even closer. He does know the contract that Barcelona will offer him, and apparently he will earn Barcelona an abundance of money as well. With the details on that, and also the main talking point around Barcelona has been the reinforcement in the midfield. The club having been linked with a lot of midfielders, and Zubimendi, Amrabat, Gundogan, Ruben Neves. We have an update on all the situations, but the main name has been Joshua Kimmich, who has offered himself to Barcelona this summer behind Bayern Munich's back, and Bayern Munich do not want to sell him. We'll have those updates also in the right back position. A new name has emerged over the past few hours, but also we have an update on the two main names in Joao Cancelo and Juan Foyth. We have some exit updates around Franck, Kessie, Ferran, Torres, Ansu, Fati, Clement Lenglet, Jordi Alba, and how Bayern Munich want Alejandro Balde. We have some updates on Espai Barca on the Montjuic Olympic Stadium. New third kit has been leaked. A new sleeve sponsor could be coming in as well. And finally, we had the big updates around Mateu Alemany, his U-turn, the squad planning for the summer, and Deco coming in to replace Jordi Cruyff. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already. And let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is one of the best jersey football replica websites on the market. They have a variety of items at fantastic prices. I have here some with me. Firstly is the home kit for this season. Excellent quality. The badge is nice and smooth. Spotify logo is printed on to perfection. And I also even have a jacket as well. This is one of the training jackets that the players wear. There's a logo there on the right hand side, zipper and everything. They have some badges here, the Nike logo as well. The quality is absolutely, feels real, and also the prices are unbeatable. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get an additional 15% off your orders. That's BOY. Use that checkout, you get 15% off your order, and all orders above $80 as well will get free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Top link down in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. Now we're first going to be discussing Barcelona's pursuit to sign Joshua Kimmich this summer and all the details around him being linked to Barcelona. And we're going to go through all the reports, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion, my analysis, and what we can expect in terms of this Kimmich saga. Now, first we got the reports in the last video that I told you guys about that was breaking from Barcelona, that Kimmich is available. I think it came in from Ferran Martinez from Deportivo. Then the German media picked it up. Firstly, Sport 1 came out saying that Barcelona and Real Madrid are interested in Joshua Kimmich is not new. However, there is no price tag because Bayern Munich do not want to sell him, as he is the heart of their midfield as well as a potential future captain if Manuel Neuer ends up leaving. More reports in Germany saying that Bayern Munich will not sell Kimmich, not even for 100 million euros. He is a future captain, and there's no chance for a Barcelona move. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Joshua Kimmich is untouchable for Bayern Munich and not on the market this summer. Now again, Ferran Martinez came out saying that Joshua Kimmich's entourage has told Barcelona that his signing can be done for 60 million euros. The club considers his signing to be very feasible and believes it is a very real possibility that he will be a Blaugrana next season. So we go from not even 100 million euros being possible to all of a sudden the price now is 60 million euros. Now, Javi Miguel from AES came out saying that Barcelona confirmed that Joshua Kimmich is a real option and that is being evaluated very seriously. They say it's very complicated, but not impossible. The price tag would be around 80 million euros, but Barcelona could offer maybe Nico, Des, Ferran, or Ansu Fati to Bayern Munich. Fernando Polo from Deportivo came out saying that the one of whom Joshua Kimmich and Barcelona I think depends on the most is Kimmich himself, and we'll elaborate on that in a few moments. Now, Luis Rojo from Marca came out saying that Barcelona like Joshua Kimmich and he would be delighted to join Barcelona, but it is a very complicated operation since he would far exceed the 20 million euro annually cost between amortization for transfer fees and wages. Fabrizio Romano came out saying it's true that Barcelona loves Joshua Kimmich, just as many other clubs in the world do. Xavi considers him a top player, but as of now, Bayern have no intention to negotiate. They consider him an absolutely untouchable and crucial player both on and off the pitch. Then Ferran Martinez came out again. Of course, the main person who broke this news from Barcelona, he came out saying, look, Laporta doesn't want to give 60 million euros, which of course is a release clause for Zubimendi, to any La Liga club because of what they put Barcelona through in the Negrita case. So Xavi told him to bring in a top number 6, and Kimmich, who has not been having the best time at Bayern Munich on a personal level, has arrived in the offices, and he would be open to listening to offers and try to adventure elsewhere. He's a perfect player for Xavi. It would be difficult, but an option that convinces everyone, and he does have agents who are going to move him on in the market, and it has already reached the ears of the Ciutat Esportiva. I think Ferran Martinez here makes a great point. We heard this a few weeks ago as well, that Laporta does not want to deal with clubs in La Liga in terms of transfers. Of course, Inigo Martinez with a free transfer, you don't have to talk to the club. Again, all the clubs were against us for the Negrita case, even though we proved ourselves that we were absolutely 100% innocent. So giving, a rival club who bashed you 60 million euros is quite a big thing. But after that Zubimendi performance that I saw at the Real Sociedad game at the Camp Nou, I think he might think otherwise. Anyways, Raccoon came out saying that now Joshua Kimmich is the number 1 on the list of candidates to replace Sergio Busquets. Now you're probably wondering, where's Jordi Alba? Everyone has spoken on this, but Jordi Alba, they give us his updates. He came out saying that Joshua Kimmich has offered himself to Barcelona. The club is studying the operation, but there are doubts it can be done. It is Joshua Kimmich's camp that offered him to Barcelona. Barcelona now studying the operation, but they know that Bayern Munich can make his exit more difficult than what they did with Lewandowski. And that is exactly what I said in my last video and also on Twitter. Bayern Munich got 50 million out of us for a player who was 33 and had 1 year left on his deal. Imagine what they would get for Joshua Kimmich. Absolutely mental. Jordi Alba also came out saying that in Germany, they say that Joshua Kimmich has no intention of leaving Bayern Munich. Someone close to him offered him to Barcelona, which was a surprise for the club. Barcelona began to assess the situation positively, very calm, nothing definitive. Barcelona know that they'll be very difficult to carry out this operation. And finally, Petit Goal, I think Ferran, he's one of the more top journalists in Germany, came out saying that Barcelona did not contact Joshua Kimmich. He has absolutely no intention of leaving Bayern, and he's not in talks with Barcelona. He will be a future captain of Bayern Munich. Now, couple things. One, it's very, very important to keep in mind that Joshua Kimmich represents himself. He does not have a definitive agent. He has people around him, yes, but he represents himself. The last contract renewal that he had with Bayern Munich, he was the one who negotiated it. So the fact that someone offered him to Barcelona, I have a feeling it might be him. I have a feeling that it's him trying to get a good contract out of Bayern Munich. Maybe he's up for a renewal. Of course, his contract ends in 2025, so now's a moment where you would want to discuss a contract renewal option. Maybe he's putting himself out there just to give himself a better market value. What I can say for certain is that he has been offered to Barcelona. Whether it's him saying, hey, I'm open to a move this summer. If you can negotiate with Bayern Munich, I'd be happy to make my way over to Catalonia. Whether it's his best friend saying, hey, Kimmich might be available this summer, chucking a bid, you never know. I think Kimmich, in some way, shape, or form, has been offered to Barcelona. But what we're hearing in Bayern from the board, of course, is that they want to stay. Of course, last summer, they said they wanted Lewandowski to stay. They would never sell anyone who had 40 goals a season. They ended up selling him. So I would keep your eyes on this. I think this operation is very, very, very difficult. And I believe the price tag of having Miguel, I think this deal would cost around 80 million euros. They got 50 from us for Lewandowski, who had 1 year left on his deal. Imagine for Kimmich. I think Kimmich would be a fantastic, world-class reinforcement for this squad. He, of course, can play the pivot and can, of course, double pivot. I think singly he can't do it, and also can play very well at right back as well. So I'll wait and see on this. I'm still waiting for more concrete developments, but what is clear is that Barcelona haven't offered the chance to sign Joshua Kimmich on a personal level, but negotiations with Bayern Munich will be damn near impossible. Now, midfield reinforcement that we all thought that Barcelona had on lockdown that joined the club this summer as a free agent was, of course, Ilkay Gundogan. Last night he did lift the trophy with Man City, the Premier League trophy, of course. And there has been reports coming in from England from the Times saying that Man City are now open to offering Ilkay Gundogan a long-term contract, which makes him more inclined towards staying in the blue side of Man City. Now, we have been talking about this for a few months now. Barcelona's offer is very, very strong because it has more years than Man City. Keep in mind, he's going to be earning less money at Barcelona, has to defer some of his wages in the first year as well to, comply with financial fair play. And now we're hearing City is going to offer him a longer term deal. And that was the only worry for us. And now that has arrived. I think now Gundogan signing is very much in doubt. But again, the decision now is up to him. Fabrizio Romano did confirm this as well, saying that, look, Man City are open to offering him a longer deal. But the decision is still down to Gundogan. He could end up staying in Man City or leaving. But in Barcelona, the reports on Gundogan are still positive. Jaime Miguel from AES came out saying that Barcelona are very calm with Gundogan. Xavi has the players, yes, 3 years at Barcelona with an important role in the team. I think 3 years is going to be a 2-year deal plus a 1-year option. We'll wait and see. I do think that City now are going to be competing with us, especially with them offering a longer term deal. So at first City were offering 1-year extension, that's it. Barcelona were offering 2-year plus 1. But now Man City are going to be offering a 1-year with another year option, which again is not really too much security for Ilkay himself. But I think if Man City just offer him a 2-year deal flat, he might be tempted. Of course, the wages at Man City will be better than Barcelona, but of course Barcelona, team on the rise, new experience, being coached under Xavi. You've done the time with Pep, 5 Champions League, this whatnot. Hopefully they go on and win the Champions League, but we'll wait and see with Ilkay. I think it will be now a difficult transfer, especially with Man City now competing on the length of contract, but we'll wait and see. In Barcelona, they're so very, very calm that they will end up signing Ilkay Gundogan. Now, another player who could come in to reinforce the midfield that his option is still very much in play is the transfer of Sofyan Amrabat. As we all know, Xavi's confirmed over the past few days, multiple occasions, post-match, pre-match press conferences, he does consider the pivot position reinforcement this summer as an absolute priority. And Juan Martin from Relivo has come out saying that, again, Amrabat is still one of the main candidates to join the club. I think Amrabat is going to be a +1 on someone. So I think we'll bring in Gundogan, then we'll bring in another pivot, whether it's Kimmich, Zubimendi, whoever it is, and then Amrabat will be a +1 in my opinion. So overall, you are expected to bring in 3 midfielders. Of course, we're missing one. Busquets is leaving, so you could maybe expect someone else to leave, whether it's Pablo Torre on a loan, Franck, Kessie. We'll talk about that later on, but the option of Amrabat is still very concrete. It is still very much on the table, and he is one of the top names to come in this summer to reinforce the midfield. Very, very good price, around 20-25 million euros, and personal terms, without a shadow of a doubt, will be an absolute breeze because Amrabat himself is desperate to join Barcelona this summer. Now, a midfielder who is essentially one step away from joining Barcelona, but it is a big step missing, is of course the signing of Ruben Neves. Personal terms are 100% agreed with the player. All that is left is for Barcelona to give Wolves the amount of money they want for their Portuguese midfielder. Now, firstly, Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Ruben Neves now away for Barcelona as he's already agreed terms over a potential long-term contract. He hopes for a move to Barcelona, but he's not the main priority right now for Xavi. Past weekend, he was saying bye to the Molineux Stadium, Wolves Stadium, a couple of tears here and there. He came out in the post-match press conference as well, saying that I love Wolves, but I want to play Champions League football. So that's him pretty much vocaling the fact that he doesn't want to leave. Now, Jordi Alba came out saying that I think Ruben, this is his opinion, of course, but his opinion for me is top tier. They were playing the Bloody Gigante song at the Camp Nou the other day. I think Ruben Neves is going to arrive if Franck Kessie leaves. His signing will not be related to the signing of a pivot. Having contact and operation with Jorge Mendes means there will be some consequences. So he's essentially saying that Barcelona want to reward Jorge Mendes with the renewal of Alejandro Balde, Lamine Yamal, dealing with the Ansu Fati situation by signing one of his clients in Ruben Neves. First of all, we are not a friggin' charity. I get it. Jorge Mendes is a good agent. He has basically all of our clients. You gotta keep him happy. I understand that. But making a big move like this for 50 million for a player we do not need makes no sense. Secondly, I'm sure he has other clients that we actually could use. Why can't we just sign them? Why does it have to be this type of player? Again, I would rather sign Amrabat, Gundogan, and a pivot than buy Gundogan, a pivot, and Ruben Neves. I don't see a future at Barcelona for Ruben Neves. He is simply joining on a favor, and that is a bode for failure. He'll come in, press conference announcement, oh, Ruben Neves, how do you feel that you're coming in here as a favor that literally no one at this club wanted you? I'm just going to prove the haters wrong, blah, blah, he's not going to get any game time. It makes no sense to me. Hopefully this does not happen. I think, again, it will rely a lot on, one, if Ansu Fati is sold, and two, if Franck Kessie leaves, but Ruben Neves is a real option. Unfortunately, I never thought I'd say this, but he is an option. Personal terms are already agreed over his contract, salary, everything like that. All that is left for Barcelona is to put in a bid to Wolves and for them to accept it. Now, along with the midfield, another priority for Barcelona this summer is going to be to reinforce the right back position. Again, we've seen over the past few weeks that we're really struggling in that position. Balde is having to play there. Koundé is not doing great. Roberto's injured. We have no natural right back in the squad. Now, we have been linked with a new name, and that is the final right back, Gertruida. I don't know how to say his name, but Jordi Alba is confirming that he is on the agenda of Barcelona. I've seen some of his stats. He has done very, very well this season in the Eredivisie. He has been the best right back in the Eredivisie this season. Could be a little decent, cheeky option, but again, in my opinion, there are better options out there, and to a sense, we have bigger fish to fry. Again, if we sign him, I'll take it. I just honestly this summer want any decent or good potential right back. That's all I really want. But the main news on the right back situation right now is, of course, there is the option there of Joao Cancelo. Sport 1 came out saying that Barcelona, together with Arsenal and Real Madrid, are following the situation of Joao Cancelo, who of course right now is on loan from Man City to Bayern Munich. Now, Javi Miguel from AES came out saying that signing a defensive midfielder is Barcelona's top priority, but the club also want to make an effort to sign a right back. Juan Foyth and Joao Cancelo are the top candidates. I saw this, music to my ears. But then Jordi Alba came out saying again there are other priorities before signing in the right back position. For me, if it's top 3 priorities, that's okay. Messi, pivot, right back, I'm good. It has to be in that top 3 though, in my opinion, and we have to sign someone this summer. Again, I don't see us getting forward. It depends on who we get in the pivot. If we sign Amrabat, Neves, Gundogan, so you have what? 2 free agent, 20 million, then 50 million for Neves, but it will go towards Ansu Fati sale, all that crap. So you're spending about 30 million there. If there's I think Barcelona have the funds to sign a big player, and by a big player I mean spend around 60 million euros. Whether that's on Juan Foyth, Martin Zubimendi, the money is there. But again, Foyth plays for Villarreal, another Spanish club. Laporta does not want to give this much money to a Spanish club, so that's there. But then you have Joao Cancelo, who I believe hopefully will be available on another loan from Man City, because no one wants to buy him and he doesn't want to stay at Man City, and Man City don't want him. So there you go, loan move option. So I would take Cancelo on a season-long loan just to give us that option at natural right back. I understand he has attitude problems, but on a loan, you take the risk. I would happily take the risk on Joao Cancelo. I still think he's a top quality right back. He can also play at left back at a very, very good level. He was in the team of season for the Premier League a few years ago at left back, so I will happily take him every single day of the week. And that for me leaves the door for no excuses. I expect Barcelona to sign a right back this summer in some way, shape, or form. Apparently, Julian Araujo, who's been celebrating the league with Barcelona, even though he hasn't played a freaking second, hasn't even been on the bench or anything. Apparently, Barcelona not too impressed with him in training. He might go out alone, so you could have thought maybe he was an option, but that's no longer the case. For me, a right back is an absolute must. And again, Barcelona do have the right back on the agenda for this summer. But of course, the main objective for this summer on the agenda for Barcelona is, of course, the signing of the greatest human being to ever touch a football, Lionel Andres Messi. We do have some updates on his transfer. First, coming up from Jordi Alba, he's come out saying that Barcelona has spoken to La Liga and they do believe they will reach all the requirements for their viability plan to be approved and to bring back Messi. Jordi Alba also came out saying that Messi already knows Barcelona's offer. Again, it will be a 1-year deal, 1-year option, 25 million gross, 13 million euros net. He'll earn around $250,000 euros per week, but again, he will earn a lot of revenue from, his image to the club. So shirt sales, sponsorships, merchandise, all the things that he brings to Barcelona, which apparently he'll earn Barcelona like 200 million euros a year with his signing coming back, all the sponsors and stuff like that. He will get a cut from that. What that cut is, I don't know, but fair enough. He deserves every single penny that they earn from that, if I'm being honest. Now, Adul Gaston, who of course is the number one source around Argentinian players, he's come out saying that Xavi believes that this Barcelona team with Lionel Messi will be one of the most competitive teams for the Champions League. He has a special plan if Leo returns, and I was told that it is very difficult for Messi's future to be resolved before the Argentinian national team games on the 15th and 20th of June. He will go to the tour in Asia without knowing his future, so it will be decided during the vacation days. So we all thought that Messi wanted to decide his future before he plays those matches for Argentina, but now it looks like that will be taking place afterwards. Now again, we are still waiting for this La Liga green light. It's supposed to be last Friday, but now apparently it's going to be coming at some point this week. Moses Malores came out saying that Barcelona hope that this week La Liga will inform the club whether they or not their feasible plan was presented is acceptable in order to face the transfer market and assess whether the registration and the arrival of Messi is possible. Jordi Alba again confirmed this, saying that La Liga will officially notify Barcelona of the definitive approval of their viability plan at some point in the middle of this week. In this plan, Barcelona prioritized pending renewals to be registered and the arrival of Leo Messi. Finally, Sport came out confirmed this as well, saying that La Liga will give the green light to Barcelona's viability plan at some point today. They've studied the plan and see it well. Steps such as closing Barcelona TV have played its part. With the approval, Barcelona will leave the 1-4 rule criteria and return to the 1-1 rule. So again, we are expecting at some point for this green light to come, whether it's going to be coming today, tomorrow, after tomorrow, at some point this week, hopefully it will. And then Barcelona can get to work, get those transfers in, exits, renewals registered, bring in sponsorships, bring in revenue, and of course, sign Leo Messi. We'll have to wait and see how things develop, but again, Messi's signing is on course, as Barcelona are expected to get the green light from La Liga, which has been one of the key missing parts for Messi's return to be possible. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past few days. First up are the three main candidates to leave the club this summer: Ferran Torres, Ansu Fati, and Franck Kessie. Jordi Alba has come out saying that Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, and Franck Kessie, all three of them are on the exit ramp. Now, a couple of things. I want to talk about each player quickly. Firstly, Franck Kessie, I would keep him unless a good offer comes in. I'm talking 30 million plus. I think Franck Kessie is a good player. He can add a different profile from the bench. My only issue with him is this season. I think Xavi knows it as well. On the ball, he isn't that great. But I think progressive runs, defending, sometimes finishing in the box has been good. But I think on the ball, he hasn't been that great. 30 million plus, I'd take it. But honestly speaking, I'd rather keep Kessie than bring in Ruben Neves. On Ferran Torres, I was chanting at the Camp Nou a few days ago, Aston Villa to him. So he had a few bad touches. He got the assist for the last goal, so credit to him. But I was chanting Aston Villa at him. I think you'll be lucky if some club comes in with a 30 million euro bid. I think with Alemany now staying, we'll talk about that later on, that dream move, 45 million euros to Aston Villa, is not going to take place. And I'm really, really intrigued to see what offers do come in for Ferran Torres. Finally, Ansu Fati, he has the potential, he has the prospect, but if we're going to bring back Messi, keep Raphinha, keep Dembele, he's going to be on that chopping block. Again, in the last game, Sociedad was very, very poor, could not get any touches going for him. It's just a pure lack of confidence, and also from him getting used to his body a bit more after having that huge injury. So we'll wait and see. Again, I'd value Ansu at around 70, Kessie 30, Ferran 30. So if we get anything for these players, I think it'll be a great move. My real concern is that these players are the players that Barcelona want to get rid of, but if they don't get offers, what will happen? I won't rule out players being included in deals. You know, Ansu Fati to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich have been a big admirers of him. They followed him a lot. If they can sell Sadio Mane, they have a position open. So I think they would absolutely love Ansu Fati. Ferran Torres, will we really offer him to another La Liga club? Will it be Villarreal for Foyth or anywhere else? Maybe even him to Bayern Munich. I think Franck Kessie, you just want to sell him, really. I don't really think Barcelona can benefit from including him in a swap deal, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, these are the three names that Barcelona have on the exit ramp this summer. The question now is really how much or how will their exits be interpreted this summer. Now, another player who could be included in some swap deals this summer and is attracting interest is Jordi Alba. Ferran Martinez from Deportivo has come out saying that Atletico Madrid are very attentive to Jordi Alba. He could be an option to enter the operation for Yannick Carrasco. The other club that have Alba amongst their targets is El Hilal, who dream of reuniting Messi and Busquets and Alba all together. I've said this a billion times, I'm going to say it again, and to be honest, I'm sick and tired of saying it. I do not want to deal with Atletico Madrid anymore unless they have some world-class best youngster since Messi. I don't want to hear it. I'm really sick and tired of dealing with them. They always want our old players and players want to get rid of. They offer us next to nothing. We accept it. They go there and they become world-class. I've seen it a billion times. I think Jordi Alba is at a point of his career that if he's going to leave, he won't stay in Europe. I think he'll make the Busquets move, maybe El Hilal, Al Nassr, Japan, whatever the case may be. I don't see Jordi Alba going to a direct rival yet. Again, his salary reduction is still on the table. I do hope he takes that reduction and stays, but we'll have to wait and see where his head's at. Apparently, again, his wife is pregnant. We've seen in the championship picture. Does he want to leave somewhere and give birth somewhere else? I have no idea. That was apparently a big consideration for him a few weeks ago. But with now Busquets already confirming he's going to be leaving, Jordi Alba's future now is very much in doubt. I do hope that if he does want to leave, he'll communicate that soon, because I do think he deserves a proper send-off. I do consider him a legend of this club. By the way, I asked in the last video if Neymar and Rakitic were legends. A lot of you guys said yes. A lot of you guys are clueless. You know, Stoichkov is a better legend than Neymar at Barcelona. Again, Neymar and Rakitic for me are just good players who play for us. Even David Villa for me is not a legend. He's just a good player who played for us. Pedro is a legend. I consider Jordi Alba a legend as well. So, a bit off track there. We'll wait and see on Jordi Alba, but again, I think his future is still in the air, but lean towards more staying at Barcelona. Again, all he has to do is to agree to salary reduction, and he will stay, no problem. But again, with him having 1 year left in his deal, still have one more good year left in him in the European level, he's attracting some interest. Now, the other Spanish left back at Barcelona is also attracting interest this summer, and of course, we are talking about Alejandro Balde. This is coming in from Gerard Romero. He's come out saying that Bayern Munich have sent an offer to Alejandro Balde, but in principle, Balde will renew his contract and continue at Barcelona. So Bayern Munich have been sniffing around Alejandro over the past few weeks. A lot of people were debating whether or not to include him in the Joshua Kimmich deal. Absolutely freaking not. I will keep Alejandro Balde over signing Kimmich. No, thank you. This man is the future of the left back position at Barcelona for many more years to come. Again, hopefully his renewal will be still very soon. We are waiting for him. Well, I'm messing up here. We're waiting to officially be able to renew his contract to announce his renewal. So once we can officially register his renewal, we will then announce he has signed a new deal. It took me a while to get there, but I got there in the end. So wait and see with Alejandro. Again, Bayern Munich are sniffing around, but currently Balde's mind is set at staying at Barcelona. Now, player's future at the moment that is in doubt and whether or not he'll be staying at his current club or coming back to Barcelona from his loan move is Clement Lenglet. We have no news. We do have some words coming in from the interim Tottenham Hotspur manager, Ryan Mason, on the future of Lenglet. He came out saying that I'm sure these conversations will happen in the summer. At the moment, it's not in my mind, but I would say that Clement is a type of player we want in the training ground. He's professional, he does it right, he's vocal, and the more people we can retain, the more beneficial it is. Not too much confidence there, I must say, from the interim manager as well. I think it will depend a lot on who comes in as the Tottenham Hotspur manager, and if they want to keep Lenglet as a squad player for 10 million, can he compete for those starting spots? I think this season, in the time he's played for Tottenham, he hasn't been too bad. I've seen a lot of Tottenham creators doing keeper sell, and a lot of them have been saying sell for Lenglet, but statistic-wise, he hasn't been too bad for Tottenham this season. Let's hope they're dumb enough to buy him. I'm praying to God they just offer 10 and we'll take your hand off. I still think Lenglet has a market, but he's already at a club, so him coming back, trying to get rid of him, it's just another hassle that we don't need. So keep your eyes on Lenglet's situation. Again, Tottenham are somewhat interested in keeping him, but at the moment, with them not having a manager, is very much in the air. Now, two players at Barcelona whose futures are very much, you could say, in the air, not too much in doubt, but questionable, are Raphinha and Ousmane Dembele, and we do have an update on both their futures. Firstly, coming in from Javi Miguel from AES, of course, very reliable source, very close to Xavi. He's come out saying that Xavi has informed Barcelona that Raphinha is not for sale. In the recent meeting with Laporta and Deco, he made it clear that he is 100% counting on the Brazilian for next season. The coach is very happy with his performance and also his profile. Dembele's injuries record means that Barcelona need to have another right winger with guarantees, and Raphinha has been decisive in many games this season. Moreover, even a transfer fee of 80 million euros won't be much beneficial for Barcelona due to amortization. Barcelona also want to avoid any conflict of interest with Deco. If he leaves for another club this window, Deco would charge a large commission with that club, something unethical. Even if he leaves with this agency, there will be speculation. So, decent point here from Javi Miguel. So, of course, we talked about over the past few days that when Deco comes in, there is going to be that conflict of interest because Raphinha used to be his former agent, blah, blah, blah. And even if Deco leaves his agency, there's still going to be that conflict of speculation. So whether if Deco comes in and Raphinha stays, there's going to be like, oh, they used to be best friends. Or if he leaves his agency, because apparently he could end up staying at his agency, but it does, for me, doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But Xavi is really pushing for Raphinha to stay, and to be honest, I agree. You need to have top players in every single position to compete for seasons, especially if you want to go for the big prizes, Champions League, La Ligas, quadruples and trebles. You need to have a strong squad. Now, we did get an interesting report from Gerard Romero. He's come out saying that if it were up to the Barcelona board, the player they would sell would be Dembele out of Raphinha and Dembele. But if it's up to Xavi's staff and Xavi himself, they want to keep both. Interesting. So the club want to bet on the injury-prone right wing. Let's make it very clear. Dembele is a better player than Raphinha. If you don't think that, you're clueless. Peak form, best day, Dembele takes it. The issue is Raphinha's best day comes a couple times. Dembele comes maybe once or twice. I understand it's easier to keep Dembele, renew his contract, and with Raphinha, you get a lot of money from a sale as well, and there is that conflict of interest, unethicalness between the sport director and the player. This for me is very, very interesting. I do hope we keep both. I think we need to keep both because, again, if you want to compete at the top level, you need to have a good squad. I'm hoping the future generation that's coming up now will understand that you need to have two players in each position that are very, very good to compete. Because, of course, you grew up with Messi playing 50 games a year, Suarez, Jordi Alba, Rakitic, Busquets. They just played week in, week out because all the games are spaced out. You played once a week. Twice a week was like a big thing. Now we're playing 3 times in 8 days. It's all over the place, and it's consecutively consistent as well. I think the World Cup did play a big part in that, but we'll wait and see on this. I think if Deco comes in, there has to be some sort of resolution, like, oh, he cannot deal with anything involving Raphinha or something like that. There's got to be something, because there's going to be that conflict where oh, Deco, you have to sell Dembele Raphinha. Well, Raphinha's my friend, so I'm going to sell Dembele. Oh, Raphinha goes to Deco. Deco, Xavi's not playing me. Tell him to play me. Deco goes to Xavi. Yo, bro, why are you not playing Raphinha? Oh, blah, blah, blah. So, wait and see. I'm very, very intrigued to see what happens here. I do hope we keep both. I would rather sell Ferran and Ansu and keep them too. But if it does come down to it, we might end up seeing Raphinha and Ferran leaving and then Ansu and Dembele staying. I do think that Dembele is secure no matter what. Whether it's quite clear the board and Xavi want him, it's just Raphinha's future that is lingering in the background. I think, again, we just have to wait for Dembele to renew his contract. We have sent that offer. He's still analyzing it, still hasn't responded quite yet, but as to the future of Dembele right now is more secure than the future of Raphinha's. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. First, we do have an update on the Montjuic Olympic Stadium for next season. Jaime Miguel has come out saying the Montjuic Olympic Stadium will not be ready for the first games of La Liga. So until around mid-September, so from around mid-August to mid-September for a month, Barcelona will play all their games in La Liga away from home. Of course, we did see Real Madrid do this for around 2 seasons, but they played, I think, the first 5 games away, which I think Barcelona will end up doing as well. Again, the Montjuic Stadium is still not ready to compete in, high-level football in La Liga. The grass, the, distance, the ticket situation as well is also being sorted. Of course, Barcelona got to put a store there as well to, generate some match revenue as well. So a lot of things still missing. You still have a lot of time to do it, but we are expected to play the first few games of the La Liga season away, maybe even the first Champions League game this season as well. Of course, Champions League is all luck of the draw, but you can request to have the first game played away if needs be. So let's say Barcelona will not have a home pass, this Sunday coming up, where I will be there at the final home stadium. We won't play in a home game until like mid-September after May 28th. Now, of course, one of Barcelona's big avenues to generate income is by shirt sales. I was at the store the other day. Packed, people are buying jerseys left, right, and center. That's how the club make a lot of their money. And we do have some leaked images of next season's third kit. Of course, the home kit, we talked about a lot on the channel. The second kit, the white kit with the 1970 badge, we talked about a lot on the channel. All the badges will have the little diamond as well to commemorate the Barcelona Feminine team. We do have some images here of the third kit, which more or less will look like this. We saw some designs from 2011 where they had like the Blaugrana colors across the chest, but that's not gonna be the pace. It's gonna be the case. We're gonna have a little bit of Blaugrana colors on the top of the shoulder, then of course on the sleeve. Nice little teal color. Pretty mid, but it's not terrible. It's not like 2021 kits. The first season under Koeman, or not the second season under Koeman, that was some dreadful stuff. Well, I mean, it's pretty mid. We'll rock it. It's, you know, nice little casual, cool color. I like it. Solid 6.5 out of 10, but let me know your thoughts on the third kit down in the comments below. Now, an avenue where Barcelona can generate revenue that they haven't exploited a lot over the past year has been the damn sleeve sponsor. The amount of companies and reports I've talked about over the past year and a half on sleeve sponsors has been ridiculous. You know, Whitebit, Polkadot, cryptocurrency company here, this and that. I've covered everything. Apparently now we have a full agreement. I've heard this a lot as well. Until it's official, I will not believe it, but this one looks very, very promising. Fernando Polo from Deportivo came out saying that Philips will become Barcelona's lead sponsor for 3 seasons fixed plus 2 options. Conditions finalized a few days ago. Barcelona will earn around 8 million euros in the first year, 10 in the second, 12 in the third, and the fourth, and then 14 in the fifth. Many of these years have a 500k to 1 million euro variables based on trophies won. Philips will also supply television sets for the new Spotify Camp Nou, worth around 4 million euros as well. With the recent agreement with Philips to become the sleeve sponsor and the other deals that are being worked up, Barcelona are now seeking to make record incomes from sponsorship deals. Now imagine if Messi comes back. Revenue flying. Anyways, on paper, fantastic deal. You got finally to, you know, you exploited an avenue that you haven't exploited in a year. We've got now a whole season without sleeve sponsor, by the way. Keep that in mind as well. That's what, 8 million euros you could say down the drain. But you're going to be earning a lot from this deal, you know, just to have them on here. You're going to get some television stats worth around 4 million euros to have around the new Spotify Camp Nou as well. Fantastic world-class deal. But again, I'm not believing it until it's official. I've seen this so many times, but I do hope by the beginning of next season the club do have a sleeve sponsor, because it's one of the big avenues that Barcelona haven't exploited over recent years. But again, on paper, this is a world-class deal. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is giving you guys the updates around the sporting administration around Barcelona. It's been quite the mad few days. I have been traveling, I've been to the game, so I haven't had enough time to talk about it, but I think you all know by now that Mateu Alemany has decided to stay. He took a trip to Birmingham to see Aston Villa in the flesh and pulled out, came back begging to come back to Barcelona. I think the news broke in from Sport, and afterwards being confirmed by everyone that Mateu Alemany will join Laporta, and told him that he feels that the current Barcelona project is his and he wants to finish it. After so many efforts and headaches, he has not asked for more money and would continue to receive the same salary. Sport also came out saying that Laporta has already accepted Mateu Alemany's decision of continuing at Barcelona. He has welcomed it and given the green light. An official statement will be coming out soon. We are hearing the official statement will be coming out when Deco is appointed as the new sporting director to replace Jordi Cruyff. Jordi Cruyff is not doing a 360 as well. He's now confirmed to leave. So once Deco is appointed officially, the club will announce in that statement that Mateu Alemany will continue. He has again came out confirming this. He spoke during the game of Sociedad to the Zone, saying that after a personal reflection, I've seen that Barcelona is the biggest club in the world. It took a personal reflection for that. And also Rafael Uste, the vice president of the club, spoke afterwards, saying that Jordi Cruyff is unfortunately leaving us, but Mateu Alemany will be there and Deco will be there as well, essentially confirming that Deco is going to be coming in. Now, after this all took place, apparently Barcelona were considering offering Mateu Alemany a new contract since he stayed. Jordi Alba came out saying that Barcelona have offered Alemany a contract renewal until 2026. His current deal ends in 2024. Apparently, the salary will stay generally the same, but Mateu Alemany rejected that option because Fernando Porter from Deportivo came out saying that Mateu Alemany told Laporta that he didn't want a salary increase or more years on his contract. He doesn't want Barcelona to think that he used them to make a profit for his own goods. Later, it'll be seen if his contract gets renewed, but for now, it's not on the table. So if Alemany renews right now, everyone will think, oh, you're a mercenary, you did that just to earn more money and get more years on your contract. So Alemany's going to take it slow, probably finish this summer, and then we discuss a contract renewal, because again, he does need it. Next summer, he will be out of contract. You got to start renewing it at some point. So for me, the best thing to do is to wait after summer, August, September, and get that renewal done, and then focus on the renewals of the first team. But again, we've pretty much confirmed now that the sporting administration for next season and for the future will be Alemany as a football director and Deco as the sporting director. Now, what are their plans for the upcoming few weeks? Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that Deco and Mateu Alemany have the following projects to complete this summer, and they have started, of course. Firstly, new signings. Secondly, registering the contract renewals: Alejandro, Gavi, Araujo, Roberto, Alonso. Wage reduction: Ter Stegen, De Jong, Jordi Alba. Sales of players, of course, from Kessie, Ansu, Ferran, whatever the case may be, loading out Pablo Torre, maybe Alonso, you never know, maybe Alba, a lot of inputs maybe in that section. And finally, of course, the return of Lionel Messi. Now, we heard the reports about Mateu Alemany when he left, like, oh, he's not in favor of Messi coming back, all this stuff. So remember about that. Don't forget about those reports that Alemany did not. He wanted to sell Frankie. He wanted to get rid of Busquets, Roberto, and Alba last year. He's not in favor of Messi coming back. So keep in mind all those reports when we get working on this summer. So we'll see how things go, but again, the new sporting administration is pretty much confirmed. We're just waiting now for the official announcement. Alemany se queda. He has done a whole entire 360. Jordi Cruyff confirmed he will leave and he's not doing a 360 himself, and Deco will come in to replace him. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want first, of course, is your thoughts on the return of Lionel Messi. Think it will happen or not? You think that green light will come? You think it will be as important and effective as we all thought it was? Secondly, on this midfield reinforcement situation, who would you bring in? Would you go Zubimendi, Amrabat, Gundogan, Kimmich, or would you be as crazy as ever and even consider bringing in Ruben Neves? Thirdly, your thoughts on the right back situation. Would you go for the young Dutch right back? Would you go for someone more experienced in Joao Cancelo? Would you spend the money for Juan Foyth? And finally, your thoughts on Alemany's U-turn, Deco coming in, and their, what's it called, task ahead for the upcoming summer. And of course, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.
Yeah.